Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm still in Armenia. I did say my trip got delayed by a little bit, but I'm still gonna be leaving the end of this month, before the end of this month. So I'm hanging in there. I'm being super impatient, but everything happens for a reason, okay? Um, just how's everyone doing? I mean, I know there's a lot going on in the planet right now, and I know I keep saying that, but I find that there's a lot of restless people out there, and they're trying to hold on to whatever they feel is necessary for them in order to kind of just keep going. I highly recommend that people just kind of, pay attention to their diet, the amount of sleep they're getting, and drink lots of water. I pretty much quit coffee months ago. Here and there, I'll have a little bit of caffeine, but not as much as just regular simple tea. And the doing of the fasting and detoxification on a regular basis is very important. Clean out your system, okay? So there was a topic that was being discussed, something about the past kind of coming back up. And the topic was, about the whole concept of do I really want to get in there? Do I really want to open up the past? We're kind of going forward, you know what I'm saying? I mean, by now it should be pretty straightforward. It should be very clear where I stand. Even in the West, when I was in Canada for many years, people were trying to censor me. There was organizations and, fundraisings that were run by, Kurds and Jews pretending to be Yazidis. They were kind of dictating and rewriting basically a lot of what the Yazidi survivors were saying, or there were just a lot of pretense going on, unfortunately, because this is all political gains, obviously, for what? The United States and America and the UK, right? No hatred. No hatred for anyone, okay? But at the end of the day, truths always have to be said. In my jurisdiction, truths must always be said. I cannot live with myself. Everything I breathe and say is all about the truth. And that is why I'm so called into Islam, because it's a structure of truths. Now, does that mean every single living human breathing who is a Muslim stands by the truth? I cannot speak on behalf of that, because not all humans live by a certain value system that they're born into or they're brought up into. It may not be them who they are in their soul, but it is who I am in my soul. There's people out there, they claim to say something and they show different action. The only time I'll ever show a different action from what I say is so that I can get right to the root of a situation and get people to reveal their truth, the truth of where they're coming from. In a sense of, for them to reveal the truth and remove the mask of deceit. That's pretty much that. But on that note, let's talk some positive things. I don't know, I'm a firm believer that when something negative happens, because this whole situation living in Armenia has become a very negative country throughout the years. The people have become very negative. So everybody is, they're looking for an outlet of something, okay? All human beings, everyone is looking for an outlet on something. And the only thing for me personally that has basically saved me, body, mind, and soul, is Islam. So I'm going to stick to that. And I'm pretty sure I will be in it for the rest of my life until the day I die, okay? I've never said that about any other spirituality or religion, because as I've stated in all my videos, I've never really believed in any other religion. I've been pretty much against every religion I've ever studied. And I guess I needed to double check by studying everything from prior, before I get to this level. And like I said, I was, 10 years ago, I should have converted to Islam, but for certain reasons, I had to push it aside, and it did get delayed, unfortunately. But in the eyes of the divine, everything operates the way it's supposed to, how it's supposed to, so there's no regrets, okay? Hence why I'm taking something and I'm turning it into a positive rather than me talking about something in a lower vibrational level that really doesn't bring long-term results in the way I would like it to be, okay? As you can see, if you're someone new to my channel, look at my face, okay? For someone who has her entire body tattooed, who speaks on behalf of things that she does, it obviously means that she stands for something, okay? Without you doing the research of what that means, you may not understand what that means, but I mean, it should come to show that there's a story. There's always a story behind people. And no, I'm not going to be able to remove my tattoos, even though it may be considered haram to majority of Muslims, if not to every single Muslim. However, moving forward is what's important, right? At the end of the day, because all these tattoos were done to me prior accepting. And judgments, I mean, at the end of the day, no one has that ultimate power to judge another person's soul, really. Because at the end of the day, at the end of our lives, every single one of us can then be judged, you know? So this whole concept of so much I just don't, speaking of that judgment, I've basically been really operating with the hide user on my YouTube channel. There's an option where you could hide a user. So I've noticed there seems to be people that don't have much education or knowledge, or perhaps they actually enjoy looking like a fool or an arrogant person. Pardon me, ignorant person, because they don't do research on the things that they argue about, in a sense that there's no viable debate or argument to have, because they're looking to just agitate you. It's nonsensical arguments that pretty much, you know. So I just hide users like that, and usually they're coming from like new age communities or like pagans that don't have a structure. The one thing that always repelled me from paganism is, and people who say they're witches and witchcraft or whatever, and the new age community and yoga practitioners, and there's no structure. There's no value system within them. There's no morality. I haven't found it anywhere. Okay? Not individually, not collectively, not when they enter, not when they leave, no when they present something to a group. There's no structure. There's no value. There's no... Because it's a fad, it's a new fashion for people to be doing these things, the way it is to be gay and lesbian. You know, people doing drugs, even straight people, when they're on drugs, they're gonna, and if it's a fashion, they're gonna, you know, try to become a gay or a lesbian, even if they're not, and believe it. So it's kind of the same thing when it comes to, with all due respect, you know, when it comes to their forms of spirituality and, you know, anything that involves these modern terms of spirituality that is actually a violation to people's spirit and bodies, really, because, you know, having sex with multiple people, you know, peace and love apparently, and you know, I've always been against that, because if I'm gonna give my body, that's ripping away my own spirit. I don't fly with that. Do you understand? Never done drugs. I'm not a drug person. Not into that. So, and everybody lives their own life, and just stay the hell away from me. And I always say that, you know, I have no, and it's interesting because, you know, if you really pay attention, people that have the same mind frame end up together and they stay together. Criminals, thieves, people with mental disorders, scam artists, pay attention. They stay together, they stick together. People with no morality, people who are on drugs, people who like to drink, people who like to have flings, people who like to sleep with other people's partners, just the whole mix up, the whole dirt, like, just pay attention. They all, you know, and that's why you never really see me in a group, or you never see me hanging around people for very long. I kind of go in there and I kind of do my thing and then I get myself out. Pay attention to these things. That's how you know a woman or a man has high morality and standards. If she's not in something and not staying in something, especially when she speaks truths about it. So if I ever do stay somewhere, it means I like its structure, it means I like its standards, and it means I like its value system, and I believe in it, and it's supportive of me, and I support it as well. Right now, that's not there, but it's coming. I'll keep you guys in suspense with that. So that's it. Just for people that watch me, I mean, at the end of the day, I've noticed there's a lot of jealous people out there, whether they're men or women. Throughout the years, I've had a lot of men who are so feminine, they want to be me. You know, that's another level. That's another level. When a man wants to be a woman, it's something when a man wants to be with a woman. But when a man wants to be a woman and he's so confused about his own sexual orientation, there's a problem over here, because he becomes so envious and jealous of her because he wants to be her. Rather than wanting to be with her, he wants to be her. There's a problem, there's an issue here, and you just get blocked or you get ignored, and I just don't have time to, I don't know, everyone's mental health is the most important, as I keep saying. That is why I always check on my mental health as well, because when I'm around individuals like this, or when people like this are trying to hold on to me, I remove myself and I check my mental health, and I go back to my own value system. And like I said, the only structure outside of my own value system, I'm going to confirm this one more time, is the laws of Islam. And I'm going to keep repeatedly saying this, okay? It is the laws of Islam. Do I agree with the laws of Islam? Yes. I've said this many times and I'm going to say it again, okay? If someone else keeps trying to poke at me, who, you know, is constantly sleeping around, because the West, they think it's feminine empowerment to show their vaginas and their ass cracks. I don't know how that is not empowerment. I don't know how you think you're powerful, and then you believe you can have multiple men, or you believe one man and one woman, yet you put yourself in a level like that. Listen, I am not perfect. I have never claimed to be perfect. Everybody has a past. Every single one of us have a past. But we are not on the same level. We are not on the same frequency. I wish you the best. I want you to find yourself, and that is my gift to you. Find yourself. But if you're threatened by my sense of standards and values, please look elsewhere. Go find another community that is also showing their bums and their ass cracks and their vaginas to the population, because that's not me, honey. That's not me, and it never will be. Never was. Okay? Anyhow, I think that's all I want to say. Maybe I'll just title this something with a Quran title, so that people kind of get the wrong people, just kind of not click on it anymore, you know? And there is such a thing as right and wrong. Okay? There really is. And if you cannot determine the two, you have some serious problems, my friends. And again, there is such a thing as spirituality, and there is such a thing as mental health issues. Please, please, don't neglect your mental health. It is by far extremely important that you take care of your mental health.